Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about Amazon Prime's A League of Their Own has been canceled despite getting a second season renewal. So Amazon just did this twice in 1 week. Actually, they did this within a couple of hours of each other. That one show with Chloe Grace Moretz that was on Amazon Prime, they canceled that, and her show was renewed for a second season all the way back from February of this year. And they canceled it, and they just canceled A League of Their Own. Now, A League of Their Own, it took an extremely long time for that show to get renewed. And when it did, it said it was going to get season 2, and it was going to be its final season with the reduced episode order of probably about I think it was 4 episodes or something like that. Maybe 6 or less than that. It was really, really low from that of the first season. And I was very shocked and surprised that this show got renewed because it was not very well received. Now, of course, A League of Their Own, there was a movie that came out back in the 90s. Then they came out with this other CBS show. That got canceled after one season. And then they came out with the Amazon Prime show many years later. And I reviewed this show and I had frustration with this show because it's not that it was bad or nothing like that. It's just it was not what I thought it was going to be. I assumed it was going to be like the 90s movie, which it kind of was a tiny bit. However, the show majority of the narrative was about LGBT themes. The one main character coming out as a lesbian, and then this other character, not only did she come out as a lesbian, but she also turned into I guess you call it a transgender guy, kind of, even though she didn't have the surgery, more I guess you could say a drag king or something like that. And I remember when watching that, I was just kind of this doesn't feel like the movie. I feel like I was duped. But like I said before, it's not that it was bad because, you did learn a lot because they taught you about what it was like in the 1940s, especially with the female baseball league and stuff like that. And a lot of those women were, in fact, lesbians. In fact, this show, the reason why it got made, because they reached out to one of the former female baseball players from back in the day. And she basically talked about how she came out many years later and stuff like that. So it was educational on that. And then you see the struggles they go through. But the thing is, a lot of people went into this with a certain state of mind and came out watching it thinking, what did I just watch? But like I said before, it's not that it was terrible or nothing like that. It just didn't feel like the movie. And the little parts they did have that did feel like the movie were so drastically changed from that of the movie and stuff. And so it was one of those things that I had strong conflicting feelings about. And a lot of people felt the same way I did. And a lot of people just was turned off by that. And so they got a season 2 many, many, many months later. And just for them to get canceled. Now, the reason for that, I believe, the writers and actors strike. See, this is a way for networks to be all okay, we can use this strike to our benefit and cancel shows that we weren't quite feeling and everything. And this is something that happened during COVID, I remember. There was a show that Kristen Dunst made. I forget the name of it. It was it got renewed and everything, right? And then COVID hit, and then they're all okay, we're gonna reverse that decision and cancel it. Then Netflix's Glow, they got renewed, and next thing you know, COVID hit, and then next thing you know, they're all all right, we're just gonna cancel. And if they really was wanted to go with that next season, they would, no matter what, or they will wait. And so but they decided to cancel it during those like predicaments and stuff. And we don't know how long the writer's strike's gonna last. Some think it might last all the way into 2024, which if it ends in 2024, a lot of stuff isn't gonna get made until late 2024 or early 2025 or mid. And so, yeah, I think the writers and actors strike was a deciding factor for some of these networks. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of shows that are like, either ready to go or like, ready to start filming a second or third or whatever additional season, they might be on the chopping block. Like I can see the Orville happening because it's been a whole year since the season finale of the last season 3 of the Orville, and Hulu hasn't said nothing yet. I bet that's gonna be. I bet. Watch. I bet you anything is gonna get canceled. Like I bet you. Alrighty. Well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.